Oh, okay. Okay. I see. Are they, I mean, I know with FHA it can kind of, sometimes I guess be an issue. Do you know if your client's going to be moving like within a 100-mile radius, or do you know what that looks like?
They already moved to Minnesota.
Oh, okay. So they're out of the 100-mile radius. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they just renting out there, or did they already buy another place?
They're just renting out there.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So you've kind of had this conversation with them already, or what does that look like so far?
Yeah, we've had the conversation. I explained the differences between assumptions and subject twos, and they don't like the fact that, like, if the payment wasn't made, there could be a due on sale clause with subject to. So they're a lot more comfortable with the assumption because they did talk to the lender about it already for their loan servicing department.
Mm.
I think that they said it was a 4-month turnaround, or like 120 days, so 4 months there,
Yeah.
for their loan servicing department to do the assumption.
Gotcha. You guys already have someone that's gonna try to assume the loan then, or are you? That's just an option
No,
you're
I just
saying.
I just had them reach out when we listed the property because I know that this is a popular way for investors to try to finance properties for
Yeah.
a good price. The interest rate is obviously very attractive.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's definitely what I'm interested in is the interest rate on this one. So I guess are they worried about the payment being missed or the due on sale? Because if a payment's missed, it wouldn't cause the loan to be called due. The loan would only be called due like if the lender like somehow, I guess, I mean, technically they have the right to call it due if they found out that the house was sold, essentially, type of thing. Like it's a
Exactly. Yeah.
possibility, but it doesn't like really ever happen.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't happen often, but it's still something that we have to explain to our clients and let them know that there is, of course,
Right.
a 1% or less chance of that type of risk.
Yeah.
And I think that's because they're very like risk adverse, if I'm saying that correctly. They
Mm-hmm.
just prefer the assumption.
Mm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
are you guys only willing to do a subject to, or are you guys open to possibly doing an assumption? Because if you are open to doing an assumption, I can write your name down here because I'm going to be following up with the people that have submitted assumption type deals
Yeah.
over the last like week or two. I told my client, I was like, well, let's give it a certain amount of time, and if it's the assumptions are the best deals, then we'll go with that one. So
Well,
we do have people that have interest in the property.
yeah.
So I told them over the next few days that I'll, pull a list of people and kind of see what we're working with. So
Yeah. What about this? I kind of have another idea similar to subject to, but it would be a situation where the loan wouldn't be in a situation to where it would get called due. So um, we could do like an executory contract. So in that case, the deed would still stay in the seller's name, and then once the entire loan balance is paid off, it would transfer over to me. Kind of like if you go buy a new car, how you get a loan on it, the bank holds onto the title until it's paid off, then you get the title.
mm-hmm.
Exactly like that. Would they be? And in that case, the loan wouldn't get called due.
And what's that called?
An executory contract or an agreement for sale.
So,
Sorry, what's that?
just making sure you're still there. My phone cut out for a second.
Oh,
All right. So I wrote down executory contract. I can reach out to my broker to get a little bit more information about it, or at least go over it with my client here in the future.
mm-hmm.
But I guess the question that I have for you is: are you guys willing to do the assumption, or are you only willing to do it? It's like those types of deals.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be interested in assuming it. It just, it's a long process, and I just don't even. I'd rather like if that's their main concern, that doing like an executory contract or agreement for sale is way easier than going through all the rigmarole of the bank and everything else.
Yeah, no. I mean, I would prefer to do it that way. Don't get me wrong. It just sounds like
Mm-hmm.
it's an easier, quicker process with paperwork that's handled by a title company.
Yeah.
But it's literally just that due on sale clause that kind of scares the client. So I'll
Yeah,
leave it.
yeah, and to be completely honest, whether we did an agreement for sale or just so you have fully prepared with ammo for your seller or information, I guess, for lack of better words, to tell them like with the due on sale, if it were to get called due, basically we would do the exact same thing. We would just deed the property back to them, and then it would be like restructured as an agreement for sale. So it's just the subject to is the preferred route to go up front. But if that's like their main concern and they are interested in moving forward and they don't want to have any type of risk, since you're saying they're very risk adverse, I think that would potentially work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can look into it.
Okay.
As far as the executory contract or the agreement to sell, it's a conversation I'll have to have with my broker to explain or be able to explain those risks to my client.
Mm-hmm.
I will be shooting off an email today, and this is just so that we have 100% clarity on kind of where we're at. I will be shooting off an email today from anybody that put in an email wanting to, letter of intent or an assumption, or balding property or sent over, and seeing the property in person. I'm going to be shooting out an email today
Okay.
to everybody that just outlines, hey, we are looking for an assumption type contract.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are looking to this is the payoff and this is the interest rate. So that's going to go out today.
Okay.
And based off the response that we get from that, will probably dictate whether or not we, dwell further into the subject to or executory contract itself. But I will check my broker because it's always good to know a little bit more about that stuff. I'll just be, upfront with you. I just don't know enough about it to.
Yeah, no, and I'm happy to connect you with like an escrow officer who can, tell you more about it too, of like exactly what an agreement for sale is and how that works. Or, I mean, I'm sure your broker knows as well, but if, just extra resources, if you want, I can definitely give you a name and number to reach out to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to send it over, or even have them shoot me over an email, that would be awesome.
Okay.
And then I'm getting another phone call, so I'm going to hop off. This is actually a friend of my client's that's a referral, so.
Okay.
But I will talk to you later. Okay.
All right. Thanks, James. Appreciate your time.
Have a good one.
All right. Talk soon. Bye.